And the answer has to do with a, a a decision that was made back over 75 years ago in the U.S. Navy on what technology do you use to adopt to for submarines and aircraft carriers with nuclear generating facilities. And they decided, Admiral Rickover decided back then that we were going, he could have done molten salt, but he decided to do high pressure water. And the reason why he did that is in molten salt, when it comes to contact with water, is highly flammable. And so we decided, hey, we're operating a marine environment. Molten salt is not applicable to what we do. We have to use high pressure water. Now, the interesting, and ever since then, everything in the world, as far as power generation from uranium sources, has been high pressure water. Except that doesn't make other than you're operating on an aircraft carrier or submarine, it doesn't make a lot of sense. And the whole new generation of SMRs, which are going to be based on molten salt technology, are going to bring two things to the nuclear power generating business. One is that it's, as Adam pointed, it's close to almost 100% more efficient than generating electricity from high pressure water reactors. The reason is you need 90% less steel and 90% less concrete to build those facilities. And that's incredibly energy intensive. Don't forget, 20% of global CO2 comes from steel making and concrete making. And the thing is that you're going to be using a huge amount less of concrete and steel. And the reason is it's the fact that water boils at 100 degrees C, molten salt boils at I think it's 1,200 degrees C. And the core reactor never gets above 600 to 700 degrees C. So molten salt will never boil, even if you lose circulation. And so therefore, it doesn't have to be kept at high pressure. So not only is it more efficient, but it's also much safer than a traditional nuclear reactor, because the idea it's operating at atmospheric pressure. You don't have to worry about the loss of circulatory pressure, which would then cause water to boil off and then cause a core meltdown. And so the SMR based upon molten salt based design is much safer than a high pressure water reactor, which, mind you, a high pressure water reactor is infinitesimally safe. Other than Fukushima, other than Chernobyl, there's never been a death or accident associated with a nuclear power plant. Now, let me just put that in the right perspective. This is a statistic that no one uses. There are approximately 250 people killed a year crossing train tracks in America. 30% of train traffic is coal. So that means that coal-related generating facilities kill approximately 70 people a year. And here's a technology that's been operating for 70 years, has never killed anyone other than Chernobyl, which, mind you, Chernobyl didn't have a containment vessel, and it was a dual purpose plant, generating nuclear grade fuel and generating electricity at the same time. Never do that in the West. And so it's not only going to be more efficient, people are going to realize that this is very safe. You could have one of these things in your backyard. It's people we're firm believers that people are going to accept this, and the fact that we're going to have a efficient and extremely safe way to generate electricity with zero CO2 output. And it's being recognized right now. You see it in the fact that all these data processing center operators are all, the big one is the last one was Meta with its agreement with Okla to, basically buy 1.6 gigawatts worth of SMRs from them. And I think that there's a lot of regulatory issues that have to be cleared, but I think we're radically underestimating the impact of what molten base salt SMR is going to do to the nuclear power generating business and to uranium demand.